Hi everybody, I'm Trin Johnson and welcome to Dust in My Eye. Today's prompt is fiber, or at least the day I'm painting this prompt is fiber, and I thought I would use it to paint a white object. So I am painting cotton balls, and I'm going to use the negative painting method to paint my cotton balls. And I thought that that might be kind of an interesting demonstration, tutorial, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I'm doing today, and I thought I would bring you along. So I have gotten this picture off pexels.com, and it's just a branch with some cotton balls. I edited it a little bit. And it is cotton balls on a white background. But I am going to use some negative painting and paint around my cotton balls so they stand out. That's one way to get white objects, to be able to paint white objects. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to paint their shadows, because even white objects aren't pure white. So I thought I would start out by painting, the stems and the dried kind of leaves that are around them. Just picking out some paintbrushes here. There's the one I was looking for. And I am going to use some sepia. Get that mixed up. Should have sprayed my palette. That would have made this a little bit easier to work with. And I'm going to add a little neutral tint to my sepia because I want a really dark brown. And then I'm going to take my sepia in another pile, and I'm going to do a separate pile of yellow ochre and put that next to it. I know you can't see this part. Trust me, it's there. So I have like three tones: the sepia, the yellow ochre, and the yellow ochre mixed with the sepia. And I am going to blow my picture up here a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. So I have it all sketched in here, and I'm going to just try and paint right now the light parts of the leaves. So I'm just going to drop in some water. And I am not really interested in painting a botanical version of this. I'm not interested in real perfection. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not what I'm trying to do here. So I just want a nice soft watercolor. Just paint the light parts first. This will also kind of give me a roadmap because it kind of gets confusing in here. Now, just by the nature of the beast, I'll be working with a limited palette, because there's just not that many colors going on here. Okay, those are all my lighter parts. I'm going to go through with the mixture of sepia and yellow ochre. Heavier on the sepia side. Needs to be darker in there. So I'm dipping into my darkest mixture with the sepia and the burnt umber mixed. And again, this is the darkest mix. Now more the middle. Back to the darkest. These leaves just, they dry and curl. See this little bit right there? That is not right anymore. That was from my earlier drawing, and I realized I skipped one. So I'm going to take that out of there. Okay. Now let's do the dark on this. And the stem. Start with the not quite as dark. It's kind of a strange plant. It's got like all the branches of a bunch of different ones are all intertwined around each other. I'm kind of going between the darkest and the not quite as dark. This is all one plant right here. I'll do that. Okay. Well, that didn't take all that long. So now the next thing is to pick out what color to make the background. I was thinking a pale turquoise, like dulled down, washed out. So I'm going to start with cobalt teal. I want to make sure I have mixed plenty so that I'm not running out. And I'm going to get rid of some of my brown so I have more space on my palette to work with. I know you probably can't see that part, but it's there. Okay. Got a lot more space now. Now I'm going to add some undersea green. Or not undersea green, perylene green. I always forget which one I have in which palette. A little more blue, cobalt over here, a little more perylene over there. Okay, let's hope I have enough colors mixed. Now the nice thing about this picture is it's kind of got quadrants there, there, and there, and then a few little fizzly, fuddly, biddly bits in the middle. Fizzly, fuzzly, biddly. I'm going to start with the top, so I'm going to flip this upside down. And I want a bigger brush, but not quite as big as the one I had, because that one kind of can get out of control. So let me find there's something with a nice point. Because I want to come in here with clean water up to the edge, but not quite like, I don't want to bump into that paint. I don't want to disturb what's already down there. I just want to go kind of up to it. Let's leave that little spot for now and just worry about this outside stuff. The idea is to be able to put this wash down in one chunk. No, it doesn't quite connect there, but I'm going to just make my line come off the end of that. Okay. Let's think. The tealier part at the top. And then we can use the darkest for a shadow. That isn't in the picture much, but we're going to do it anyway. Because that will help us have our negative painting make the cotton bolls. Bowl, I think it's a bowl. I'm not really sure. Because I don't think it's a ball. Cotton balls are the little things to get at the drugstore. And I know there's a boll weevil that attacks the cotton plant, so maybe that's why they're bowls. But you know what? I did not grow up or anywhere near cotton fields, so I'm guessing. But they are such pretty, pretty little puffy plants. Yep, now I'm going to get in there with that little bit. And that is all plant in that section. So there. So I don't have to worry about that. Don't really want a harsh line. I'm just going to drop some of the darker stuff in. Just get a little change in the backgrounds. Background's not boring. Okay, but see how that makes those pop? All right, I'm going to rinse my brush out real good. And we'll do this section over here. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Come in here with the water. Try not to disturb my branches and leaves. Okay. Need a little more green in my blue. A little more blue in my green. Let's do this last part real quick. Then we can work on shadows and things. Oh, I'm still got green in my brush. Not that it really matters at this point, but okay. Not dropping like I want. That pearlin green. Okay, let's look at this now. I think we need just gonna pick one and kind of drop in some darker. more heavy on the perylene green. A little bit on the side. A bit under the branch. Just again, that will help those colors pop. The white of the bowl. I'm going to call it a bowl. I'm probably going to be wrong. If you know what it is and I'm wrong, just go ahead and pop that in the comments. And while you're doing that, if you would like to hit the like button, that would be phenomenal. And if you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and you can see more of my videos when they come up. And if you want to be notified of my videos, hit the cute little bell. And then you won't miss one. I hope. Anyway, now we have a nice branch of cotton balls, bowls, whatever they are, and we're going to concentrate on the shading of them to try and make them a little more interesting. So I'm going to get rid of my green over here on my right. And for this part, I think, let's start with, I've got some graphite gray that I'm going to put down. And it's a very warm gray, a little sepia to it. Maybe cool it down just a little with little panes, or in this case I think it's Jane's gray that I have. And then I want it really watery, really thin, like tea consistency. And I'm just going to drop in some shadows. This part of this one is almost all. We're just going to go in with that. This little guy, how's that one go? It's kind of weird. Not sure I had him drawn in quite right. Not that it will matter. Well, I gotta let that dry a little bit before I go in there. Just doing a little bit of fiddling around with my leaves. I think I'm going to call that quits. Shirt's dry. And today is the 16th. And it's fiber. And that was kind of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I thank you for sticking around this long if you are still here. You are if you can hear this. And if you would like to, please check out my Etsy shop where I have prints of my artwork along with some original art and my cute little monsters for sale. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye.